Love a single word, yet its depth is as vast as the ocean's deepest trench. Over time, countless love stories have been born, but only a few have become immortal. Just like the love of Laila and Majnu, this is not merely a tale of two lovers, but a union of souls, a rebellion of hearts against society's norms, and a name synonymous with solitary madness. Centuries ago, in the heart of the desert, a fierce love story was born where even a prince could become a beggar for love, and one could lose all sense of self for the sake of the beloved. That young man is still known by a single name, Majnu, and the one for whom he forgot the whole world was named Laila. This is that love story, not born of fantasy, but of a maddening reality, a love that has survived countless hurdles and still lives on in the depths of human hearts. This tale is called a Laila Majnu, the mad love of the desert. Part 1. The Eyes of the Desert. Somewhere in the sandy lands of Arabia, under a sun blazing in fury, a young man ran frantically through dusty hills and burnt trees. Anyone would look at him and say he must be mad, but he wasn't mad, he was a lover. He was Majnu. The parched hairs at the corners of his eyes, the trembling of his frail body, the cracked muttering of his lips all spoke of his search. He had given himself up for someone, that someone was Laila. Laila, a girl as regal as a princess, whom Majnu's heart never knew peace after seeing. They studied in the same school, but their worlds were vastly different. Laila came from a wealthy, noble family. Calm, composed, yet her eyes held a strange radiance, one that could shake the heart of a poet like Majnu in an instant. Majnu, born in poverty, possessed nothing but the music of love in his voice, fire in his pen, and dreams of Laila in his eyes. Their first exchange was silent through glances. Majnu's pen began birthing poems, each line dedicated solely to Laila. He wrote, "You are the gentle rain of the desert. I am the burning sand cooled only by your touch." But this love was unacceptable in the eyes of society. A rich girl and a poor poet, none could accept it, least of all Laila's father. Love blossomed between them, but before the tree could bear fruit, society chopped it down. Majnu was expelled from school. Rumours spread. He's insane, unfit for society. Yet Majnu did not give up. Day after day, he sat in the desert writing poems for Laila. People began calling him Majnu, meaning mad lover. Part 2. Palaces and nature against love. Laila's family realized until Majnu was removed, their honor could not be protected, so they imprisoned Laila in her own home. Even the windows were sealed shut. Laila played the piano quietly, sang softly. Each note seemed to fly across the sands to a mad lover in waiting. Majnu, now in a desert corner, lived without food or water, immersed in the meditation of love. His clothes tattered, beard and hair unkempt, eyes burning red with hunger and passion, yet his only focus was Laila. People threw stones at him, saying, "Look what love does to a man." A madman, but some understood this madness was love in its deepest form. They preserved his poems and shared them across lands. Meanwhile, Laila's father arranged her marriage to a powerful merchant. Laila said nothing. She simply closed her eyes, for she knew only Majnu's love had access to the chambers of her heart. The day before the wedding, she sent a letter to Majnu through an old friend. "If you don't come today, I will be forever imprisoned. Your Laila, only yours." On receiving the letter, Majnu ran toward the city like a lunatic. His feet bled, his body trembled with exhaustion, yet his eyes glowed with hope. But fate, once again, was cruel. Before Majnu could reach, Laila's wedding was completed. Upon hearing the news, Majnu fell silent. His eyes didn't lose their glow, instead. "They burned brighter," he said. "If she cannot be mine and still loves me, I will wait for her, not in this life, but in every life to come." Majnu returned to the desert. This time, he spoke to no one. He simply sat beneath a tree, still and silent. Days passed, months passed, years passed. Part 3. The Final Meeting. An empty world. Majnu no longer wrote poetry, nor spoke, nor saw himself as human. He used to say, "The day Laila becomes someone else's, myself will die." Now I'm only a shadow. He sat under that same lonely tree in the desert every day. Children gathered around him, calling a look, the mad lover. But his eyes held no madness, only sacrifice. His love was unreachable, yet unbreakable. Laila's married life appeared glamorous, but was hollow within. Her husband was honourable, yet to Laila he was a stranger. Every night, she dreamed of a desert-tanned, a frail youth sitting beneath a tree, his eyes reflecting her image. One day, after many years, an old friend told her, "Majnu is still alive. He waits for you beneath that same tree every day." Laila trembled, her heart thundered within her chest. After all these years, someone still waited for her. She wasted no time. Laila escaped. Not in a chariot, not through palaces, she ran barefoot toward the desert. And then, at twilight, they met once more. Majnu looked into Laila's eyes. No words escaped his lips, only a single tear rolled down. Laila ran and collapsed into his arms. After years, two hearts beat as one again. They embraced for a long time. No words were needed, only the exchange of breath. But this reunion was their final one. Majnu's frail body could no longer endure. That very night, he quietly slipped into death. Laila, holding him close, did not let go. Before the first rays of dawn lit the desert, she too drew her last breath. Their bodies were found together, beneath that very tree. The people buried them side by side, beneath the tree. That tree is now a sacred place. People still come there and whisper, "Love didn't die here. Love changed form and became eternal." Part 4. Where even stone melts for love. That desert tree still stands today. It does not speak, nor move, but in its shadow lies a tale of history. Beneath it rest two graves, no names engraved for in love. The names of the beloved are unnecessary. The story spread across Arabia. Poets composed ballads. Dervishes passed it along through oral traditions. One dervish wrote, "Those who say love is only joy have never seen Majnu's eyes. Those who say love is only desire have never heard Laila's silence. Love knows no king or beggar, no borders or walls. Love is where two breaths, two hearts, quietly become one." The tale eventually reached Persia, then India, and then the entire world. Laila Majnu became symbols of eternal love like Radha Krishna, Hiranja, Romeo Juliet. Their love wasn't for possession, but for sacrifice. They wanted each other's happiness even at the cost of their own. Even today, when a young soul falls into silent love, when a poet continues writing in poverty, or when a pair of eyes waits endlessly, in the roots of those hopes, somewhere, the story of Laila and Majnu breathes quietly. Conclusion: does love survive death? Yes, it does, because love is the only emotion that exists beyond death. Where the body ceases, love begins anew. Laila and Majnu are flames of that eternal love, whose light will guide lovers for generations to come. Even now, the tree in the heart of the desert whispers, "Love never dies. It simply waits."